Hello friends, welcome to Codanova. C++ is a computer programming language used to create software, applications, and games. It is powerful, fast, and easy to learn, which makes it one of the most popular languages for beginners as well as professionals. In today's video, we're going to learn the basics of C++ like header file library, int main, curly brackets, main body of the function, cin, cout, and strings. These are the building blocks of programming in C++. Once you understand them, you'll be able to write simple programs easily and confidently. Learning the basics is very important because it makes advanced topics much easier to understand later. So let's start this journey step by step and make programming simple and fun together. Whenever we start C++ programming, the very first line we use is #include_outstream. Now, what does this mean? It's basically a header file that tells the compiler we want to use input and output functions in our program. For example, when we write cout to display something on the screen or the cin to take input from the user, it all works because of #include_outstream. So, in simple words, without this line, we can't show messages on the screen or take input from the user. The second line we usually write is using namespace std. Now what does this mean? In C++, many functions and objects like cout and cin actually belong to something called the standard namespace. If we don't write this line, then every time we use cout or cin, we would have to write std, cout and std::cin, which looks a bit long and messy. The third line is int main. This is the starting point of every C++ program. Whenever we run our program, the computer first looks at this line and begins execution from here. The word int means this function will return an integer value, usually 0, at the end of the program. The word main is the name of the function, and the brackets show that it's a function. So, in simple words, int main is like the door of your program. This is where everything starts. After int main, we use curly brackets. These curly brackets are very important because the main body of our program starts inside them. Whatever code we write between these brackets will be executed when the program runs. So, you can think of curly brackets as a container. They hold all the instructions that we want our program to perform. Now, in programming we often need to take input from the user. For this, we use cin. The word cin stands for character input. It allows the user to type something, like their name or a number, and then the program stores that value in a variable. So, whenever we want the user to give us some data, we use cin. In simple words, cin is like a bridge between the user and the program. It brings the user's input inside the program. We always write it with the double greater than symbol, greater than. These symbols are called extraction operators. They take the value that the user types and send or extract it into a variable. Now we use cout to show output on the screen. The word cout stands for character output. It is used when we want to display messages, numbers, or results to the user. We always write cout with the double less than symbol. These symbols are called insertion operators because they insert our message or value into the output stream, which then shows up on the screen. Now let's talk about strings. A string in C++ simply means a set of characters like words, sentences, or even numbers written as text. For example, hello, Codanova is a string. And how do we write a string? We always put it inside double quotation marks. These quotation marks tell the compiler that this is text, not code. In C++, every statement ends with a semicolon. This is called the statement terminator. It tells the compiler that the current command is finished, and now it should move on to the next one. At the end of the main function, we usually write return 0. Now what does this mean? It tells the computer that our program has successfully finished running without any errors. The number 0 here is a special value which means success. So whenever the program ends and gives back 0, the operating system understands that everything worked fine. In simple words, a return 0 is like saying, mission completed successfully. Friends, that's all for today's video. We'll keep uploading the complete C++ code step by step, so you can learn programming easily. Stay connected with us, don't forget to like and subscribe, and together we'll make coding fun and simple. See you in the next video.